Hey everybody, welcome back to Vintage Poor Boy Survival on Elm Creek. This is Graybeard Gaming, and it is July, and July is wheat harvesting. Excuse me. I'm either very tired or I even find myself boring. So, yeah, I've already gotten started on it. I figured I'd finish it off, but on camera. But the majority of the field I've already gotten harvested, and it's just a matter of wanting to streamline it a little bit more. Yeah, so let's go ahead. We're gonna hop in the old gleaner. Let's let her rip, Tater Chip. So we've got the month of July to get all of our harvesting done that we want to do. Next month's August, and with August we won't have a whole lot to do, especially now that I am not doing tons and tons of contracts. But I can always work on prep work for the fields and getting them ready for the next cutting or whatever, or the next planting season. So I don't like having everything to need harvested all at one time. To me, that's just extremely boring and ridiculous. So next year we have to decide, what do we want planted and where do we want it planted at? Because we have, I think we're going to have soybeans over in the new field on the other side of the road. And then soybeans also in this field here. Now, that means in this field right here where soybeans are at, we have to come up with, what are we going to put there? And then we also have the field up front. What are we going to put there? So my question is, do we, because I believe September, yeah, September is when we can plant barley and wheat. So do we want to get that planted for those months? Do we want to skip a year and just live, try and make it through with what we've got, and hope that, we have enough for 2 years, which I personally just don't think we do. But then, because I'm not doing a lot of, I'm not going to be doing any more contracts. I've already decided I'm done. I could do them this month. And that would get us through to pay off our loan. But thing is I already have enough money to finish paying off the loan, because it's under $3,000 to finish paying it off. And we've currently got over $14,000. So we don't need it. It's not necessary. So what I'm thinking is, cash crops. What can we make good money on? I mean, I don't want to do a whole lot of I don't want to do a whole lot of chaff just to do silage, because I know I can make money off of it. But the equipment available that I have, at least downloaded, is very modern, with the exception of excuse me, with the exception of one item, which I believe is kind of like an old school chopper, and I'm going to give it a shot. I don't know if it's going to work or what, but I just thought it was kind of a cool idea, and I was like, you know what? Let's give this a shot. See if we can make it work for us. If we can, great. If we can't, well, it only costs us like $3,000, and we can sell it and get our money, most of our money back. So, yeah, I was just kind of getting ready to offload here. And I think the grand total was about 30,000 liters of wheat, or 25,000, I'm sorry. We'll know here in just a second. Once I have finished offloading, I must be really tired today because I keep yawning. And I have a tendency to yawn a lot when I'm tired and trying to talk, so I do apologize for that. When there's a break in the talking action, just assume that I am yawning. I might be boring myself, so there is that to consider as well. But yeah, so let's go ahead and let's finish unloading. But yeah, we can do all of our lime and whatever we want to do. That's not a problem. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek. We have 29,000 liters of wheat, 53,000 liters of barley. We've got quite a bit of silage. I don't know if we have any more silage to make. Yeah, we still have 83,000 that we're gonna make, but I also have to go pick that up, which we're gonna start doing that right now too. So, some of the things I've found last time, or not, I'm sorry, not my last video, but 2 videos ago, and I'm assuming last time as well. The volume of the tractors was very loud, and it caused a lot of microphone interference. So I am hopeful that by turning down the gain volume, I will eliminate a lot of that. And I've also moved the microphone a little bit further away from my face, because, well, in relationship to my channel name, Graybeard, I have a beard, and I just want to make sure that, you know, maybe I was scratching against the microphone with my beard, and I wanted to eliminate the possibility that that was happening. So yeah, we are going to pick up all of this straw, and we're going to get it into the fermenter so that we can make silage, because that's going to be a huge portion of our income. Now, we have this field here of soybeans that we will be, I think it's October, so we've got a few months to go. I'm not going to get rid of my grass mowing equipment and rake, just because we do have the field over on the other side of the road that if we run out of grass for our cows, we can just go ahead and in a pinch we could just mow down the edges of the field, and I'm not going to ted it, but I can always just toss that in for the cows to eat. I really don't want to have beef cows. I want milking cows, so I'm gonna have to make that correction eventually as well, because I screwed that up. But screw-ups happen, mistakes happen. If they didn't, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, we have, like I said, we've got a good amount of straw, and I think the overall yield on wheat is slightly higher than that of barley, and I think you get more I think you get more straw as well, because the field across the way, when you look at it in comparison to what we're doing now, so this field versus this field, this one's larger. I'm not going to say it's a lot larger, but it is larger. I guess I don't have the details turned on, but it is larger than this field is, even. And I think that we're going to get almost as much, if not more, straw off of this cutting. So, I mean, we can't guarantee that, but I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Another crop that I wish we had an option to do it with some more vintage small field equipment would be cotton. Unfortunately, we just don't have the equipment available for small scale cotton setup. Everything is modern equipment, and I mean, unfortunately, that just eliminates cotton. At the same time, it's going to eliminate sugarcane for us as well. Now, could we do something, you know, and just pretend? Yeah, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to make an all, you know, a free, what do you call it? An all play or free play. Or no, I'm sorry, it's a let's play. So if I was gonna just do something like that, I would just make a let's play series and we just do it. But as it is, I don't want to do that right now. So yeah, we will need another tractor. I'm not sure. You know, some days I'm like, why did I get rid of the Renault? And I mean, I just asked myself why I did that, and the answer, I think, is quite simple. I didn't love it. I love the Alice Chalmers. I love this Fiat, even though this Fiat is really loud. That's my big knock on the Fiat. Even the D21 Alice Chalmers is quite a loud tractor, and I have noticed that a little lesser extent than the Fiat, that it does create some interference with the microphone. And what we need to do is determine, you know, volume and all that stuff. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of looking around and some of the things I want to do, and ultimately, you know, we're almost done with paying back our loan. And to me, that was kind of the biggest challenge I thought we'd face, because it was going to limit our growth ability. And you can see where, you know, in the last month, I actually wanted to purchase another field for the farm, and I wanted it to be an oat field, but we just could not afford to purchase another field with our financial situation the way it was. So, you know, bear that in mind. We aren't out of the woods yet, and I know I've mentioned the ideas of horses, and you know, I've stayed away from sheep because sheep are just like, they're an animal and they're there. And by that I mean, for the most part, you just have to give them grass and water, and they make you money, and that's just, you know, that's no challenge. because you can cut grass every 3 months. So you really should never run out of food. But chickens and pigs, that's a different story. I did have to go and buy some pig feed because they were at 0% health, and I think a lot of that has to do with how they were being fed, because they had ample water, and I just figured that I was not feeding them properly. So hopefully we've resolved that and we can move on from there. But yeah, I really want to grow this farm, and I just I've been kind of stuck. I'm having a mental block on how to grow it and keep it vintage, because the challenge with we're always going to be facing is we're going to be limited to X amount of tractors, especially because I'm committed to not using Case, Massey, John Deere, Kloss, Fendt tractors. Now, one tractor I did not mention was I think it's the Dietz. I know it's a German manufacturer, and if I go into small tractors, I will be able to come across it really quickly. Dutzfar. And actually, surprisingly, it was this tractor right here, which is a modern classic. I believe this was from the late 80s, early 90s. It is sitting on 143 horsepower. It's a nice little tractor. It's a little on the loud side, but you know, we're dealing with this Fiat that's really on the loud side. I'm not going to find a whole lot of tractors though that are like super powerful, so I've got to make everything work within, you know, a certain horsepower and be okay with that, which I am. I am perfectly fine with the concept of, you know, most of my equipment is going to be under 200 horse. We do have the Alice Chalmers, which is very limited in what it can do, and there is a Ford option that I've actually thought about, you know, basically trading up to. And when I say trade up, and there's also a Lizard option that I could trade up to, but I believe it's under large tractors. I don't want to do Big Bud. To me, Big Bud's kind of, you know, it's overdone. But there's this Lizard option, which it maxes out at 250 horsepower, so it's not ridiculous. And I believe this is a Steiger as well, and it falls under that modern classic realm. But so does, well, I forgot about this old white. I mean, this is just too much tractor. Even though, you know, it maxes out at 325 horse is all, it's just too much tractor. And I think the problem I don't like about it is these rear fenders. To me, it just kind of looks silly. But there is a Ford right here. And this one is actually something I would definitely consider. 265 horse, you know, or 375 horse. Either way, I think it's a good option. And if we were to do this, I would probably get rid of the Alice Chalmers 440, or at least it would get used a lot less, because when you look at how fast it is, it's not fast at all. It's actually, I think it's one of the slowest tractors in this entire game, whereas this one's still 21 miles an hour. It's not fast. Just taking a quick peek, seeing if there was any more of the Deutz Fahr. I don't think that they actually have a large tractor. They do have, I believe, some medium, but way too modern. There's this option too. I just don't like it. I mean, it's a fun Allis-Chalmers tractor concept, but I don't enjoy this tractor, so I'm not going to get it. I don't want it. This Allis-Chalmers is another one that's kind of cool, but again, I think that's over. When you start looking at who uses Allis-Chalmers tractors in their playthroughs on YouTube, you start seeing a lot of people with that one. So I'm not a big fan. Now, some of these John Deeres are great, but I'm staying away from the John Deere. The Lamborghini and the Landini are too modern. Again, this Lizard is, I guess this would be better than the Steiger. This would be much, much better. I don't know if it comes with 3-point hitch. Yes, it does come with a 3-point hitch option. So this one might actually be one that we consider. I mean, it is 230 horse. We can build it up to 360. So it's an option. Obviously, I don't love that coloring. I mean, I could if we did the additional tanks. Oh, let me see. I don't know. I'm just looking for. Well, yeah, you'd have to have the horn. Oh. But I mean, oops, no, I don't want to purchase that. But, or I don't want to lease it either. But we could do something like that and just kind of get rid of our Allis-Chalmers 440. I don't know. I'm just not seeing a whole lot of vintage options. I'm not even going to try and butcher that name. I do like this though. I mean, maybe this is something we could do. It's kind of expensive, but I don't know, guys. What do you think? We don't need 500 horse. I would probably just do. I'd probably just leave it at like 280 and call it a day. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of this? It'd be kind of interesting. The torpedo is another option. Again, though, I do not love this tractor. I mean, it gets the job done, but to me, it's just a very basic tractor with a cab on it. Our other option would be to add the white. I don't know. I do know that we want something. Just not sure what we want yet. So any input you guys want to throw my way, let's have that conversation, shall we? But yeah, I think, you know, I'll finish up picking up the straw off camera. I don't have a whole lot left anyways, because I'm already, I've only probably got another 15,000 liters left, if that. And that's not going to take a whole lot of time. Actually, I think this is my last windrow anyhow. So yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll just finish picking this up. And I guess we didn't get quite as much off of this field for straw as I thought we would, which is, that's fine. We don't have to always get, you know, the exact same amount, but I do want to know if maybe there's a tractor that I don't have the mod for, and if you guys would provide me with some suggestions, I'm gladly look at other options. So yeah, why don't you guys go ahead and do that if you would like. Throw me a few options and let's see if there's something that we can add to this game that I don't currently have. But I think I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. When we come back, we will be in, at the very least, August, maybe even September, and we will not have a loan anymore. And I mean, maybe we have to celebrate, I don't know, but that's why I've been looking at tractors. I thought maybe we'd celebrate with a purchase, but we might be better off getting more land as well. So let's go ahead.